Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Good evening, everyone. The heartbroken family of a 4-year-old boy fatally struck by a garbage truck in Newnham yesterday has spoken out for the first time since the tragedy. Our reporter Garth Burley has the details. Good evening, Garth. The boy's mum has shared a heartfelt tribute online.
Yes, that's right, Louise. She described her son, Bronson Bannister Williams, as the greatest gift of all. In an emotional post on social media, she also wrote, "A special time, a special face, a special son we can't replace." The 4-year-old was riding his bike on Bishop's Drive when police say he was hit by the truck around midday yesterday. His sister shared this photo of his new school uniform, purchased only half an hour before he died. The family, including his 7 brothers and sisters, are now crowdsourcing funds to help cover the funeral arrangements. Louise?
Thousands of Tasmanians have been left in limbo as waitlists for elective surgeries continue to blow out. The government says it's investing in health, but patients are fearful of what the future holds. Some told it could be 2 years before they're treated.
Wheelchair-bound and in excruciating pain, Justin Harding was told he would need a knee replacement after being diagnosed with osteoarthritis last year.
Sadly, the knee has degenerated significantly in that period of time to the extent that I can no longer stand or walk, and the pain is ongoing and excruciating.
The retired academic used to live an active lifestyle, but the pain, along with major depressive disorder, has ruined his quality of life. He's been put on a wait list for the Category 3 procedure and has been told he could be facing a wait of up to 2 years.
And one's sense of worth has been significantly deteriorated, and it's very, very difficult to cope with mentally.
And he's not the only one. New data shows more than half of Category 1 patients are waiting longer than the recommended 30 days for surgery. 3/4 of Category 2 patients face waits of more than 90 days, and it's longer than 12 months for 43% of Category 3 patients.
Patients are simply not getting the services they need. These are patients that need urgent treatment. They're not getting it. That has a flow-on effect to the health system and is jeopardising the lives of Tasmanians.
Labor says it's heartbreaking to hear stories like Justin's.
The health system in Tasmania and access to healthcare in Tasmania is deteriorating for patients, and this isn't just because of COVID.
But the government says it is investing.
$45.5 million being invested for elective surgery over the course of the next 18 months. We will ensure we have 8,500 more elective surgeries over the course of that time.
For Justin, he's unable to see a specialist to have his place on the waitlist reassessed until March. He'd like to see the whole system re-evaluated.
It's a whole of quality of life issue, and it doesn't seem to me that the current guidelines for elective surgery take any account of those.
Meg Sides, 7 Tasmania News.
Demand for Tasmanian Airbnbs has skyrocketed, with 47,000 guest arrivals recorded since December 1st. More than 2/3 of those bookings came from interstate travellers, the rest locals exploring their own backyard. The new data also revealed many visitors chose to venture into the state's regions, with the majority spending their time outside of Hobart. The unknown world of krill will be the subject of a groundbreaking research voyage leaving Hobart tomorrow. The investigator crew will use state-of-the-art technology to track the species population, ensuring its sustainability well into the future.
They might be small, but these tiny krill keep our oceans afloat.
All the iconic Antarctic species like whales, penguins and seals, they all rely on krill for food. So krill is really, really important to the way that the Southern Ocean ecosystem works.
But exactly what they get up to has remained a mystery until now. The research vessel Investigator leaving Hobart tomorrow on a voyage south, stopping at 6 different coastlines along the way, studying krill in their own environment.
We really don't know how many krill are down there or what they're doing down there. So we've built some brand new equipment which can actually sit on the seafloor and then look upwards and see the krill as they're living around the seafloor.
With the deep sea cameras, we'll get a much better idea about how important the deep ocean is for krill, and also seasonally, so we can look at them during the year.
With that specialist equipment now on board, the crew will work out how much krill live in the waters off East Antarctica. The information will then be used to develop catch limits for commercial fisheries, ensuring a sustainable future.
We need to make sure that that isn't all taken from one place, so that the predators that rely on krill, the seals and whales and penguins and so forth, all have the krill they require to complete their annual life cycle as well.
The last time that we surveyed in this area is 2006. Since then, nearly 15 years has passed, so we really need to update the biomass of krill.
20 scientists will be on board the vessel, with the voyage taking 60 days to complete. Michelle Wisby, 7 Tasmania News.
It was once Australia's longest-running festival, and now the Basin Concert will again make sound waves throughout Launceston's Cataract Gorge. The musical minds behind another locally grown event, revealing the plan has been in the works for close to a decade.
A packed Bondi Beach? No, this was the Cataract Gorge in the 1980s, flooded with 10,000 punters all basking in the sounds of the Basin Concert. It's this atmosphere and energy organisers of the festival's latest edition are hoping to replicate.
And it was such an iconic event for the whole of Tasmania. And yeah, we just want to bring that spirit back.
A natural backdrop too hard to ignore. The event will be held in March, revived for a second time after another attempt in 2014. This time it's backed by the organisers of the heavily successful Party in the Paddock.
It will be a Party in the Paddock kind of orientated lineup, but at the same time we've definitely got something for the older generations, and we want family and friends to come as well.
One thing that won't be the same as the Glory Days: crowd numbers. Ticket sales will be capped at 3,000 per day in an expansive COVID-19 plan.
Nothing's unachievable. We've been able to see and learn from what some other events have already done in Tasmania.
Even amid the uncertain border restrictions, organisers say locking in interstate talent has not been a problem. The full lineup will be released next week. Garth Burley, 7 Tasmania News.
A skills shortage of builders in the northwest could be alleviated thanks to a new program which subsidised the cost of taking on another apprentice. In its second year, the scheme is helping funnel more young people into school-based and full-time apprenticeships.
It's the first day on the tools for 27 new apprentices in the northwest.
I'm very excited, of course, very optimistic for the future.
Excited, nervous at the same time. Yeah, I've always wanted to get in the construction industry.
They're part of a program set to boost the number of apprentices in the area by aiming to provide a greater level of support.
We have a field officer who's responsible for them. He works alongside them, he works with the employer, supporting them every step of the way.
One tool in helping build up the retention rate.
And that's important when you're addressing a skill gap, is not just do what you would normally do, you've got to do something different to be able to attract more people in and be able to meet the demand.
It's hoped this will address a crucial skills shortage.
From an industry perspective, we're well short of where we need to be in terms of number of trades to meet future demand. So programs such as this is essential for that to occur.
It's important that governments, both state and federal, provide the incentives to support our trainees and indeed our employers to take on new apprentices.
He is hoping these new workers make the cut. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
A motorcyclist detected riding more than 100 kilometres an hour over the speed limit has been charged. On Australia Day, authorities allegedly detected a motorcycle travelling at 161 kilometres per hour on Wellington Street in Longford. Police say the motorcyclist did not hold a driver's licence and his bike was unregistered. He has been charged with numerous traffic offences, including speeding and evading police. Tasmanian politician Mark Shelton has today begun a gruelling 200-kilometre walk from Launceston to Hobart in a bid to increase awareness for Disability Support Service St Giles. The journey is expected to take around 4.5 days.
Great work that St Giles do for our special needs children. It's just fantastic, and if I can help them in any way, I will.
He's hoping to raise more than $10,000. Drivers preparing for this weekend's Race Tasmania meet say a good qualifying session will be crucial for success. Trans Am competitors Nathan Hearn and Ian McAllister got their first look at Baskerville Raceway today. Both say the track's tight structure means qualifying close to the top is a big advantage.
Dick Johnson used to say it's like doing a marathon around a clothesline. It's a tight little track and it's got a lot of elevation changes as well, a lot of blind corners, so it's going to be a lot of muscle memory around the track.
When I drove around it yesterday in the ute, I went, my God, how we get around here? It's very, very tight, and in places it'll be very fast.
There's also a healthy financial incentive on the line with a $10,000 bonus on offer for them this weekend.
Good evening. The cooler easterly breezes had most temperatures below average today. Hobart 18, Launceston 22, Burnie 19 and Devonport 21. Strawn 22, Bushy Park 21 degrees, the Bass Strait Islands 20, Grove 19, St Helens 16 and Friendly Beaches 18 degrees. The overnight low was 1 on Mount Wellington. Low cloud sat about the east today. High thinner cloud drifted in from the northwest. Rochi, our graphics guru, says that looks very interesting indeed. And as it does. Further north, more cloud is over the eastern states as the decaying front moves off New South Wales. The next cold front and low to the west. And there's that low and cold front to the west of Tasmania moving our way. The high moves to our southeast as that low forms to our west. Winds east and northeasterly at 15 to 25 knots in the west, reaching up to 30 knots elsewhere and as strong as 35 knots over the northwest. A gale warning has been issued from Sandy Cape to Stanley, a strong wind warning for all remaining coastal waters. And a road weather alert for slippery roads and heavy rain for northern districts. So a bit of wet weather on the way. Forecast, rain developing for Hobart 22, same for Campania, late rain for Huonville 23 degrees. Launceston 21, possible heavy falls, Devonport a windy day 2 and 19, 20 the high for Georgetown. Burnie expecting a top of 19, rain increasing, wind increasing as well, rain developing for Strawn 22 and 20 the high for Wynyard. While for St Helens, rain increasing, 20 the top, same for Swansea, 21 the high for Port Arthur. UV though still undeterred, hitting an extreme 11 under the cloud tomorrow. On Saturday, rain about the north and east, showers for remaining districts, easing during the morning. A shower or two over the north on Sunday, mostly fine for the rest of the state, temperatures in the low 20s. And on Monday, showers firstly over the north before developing elsewhere in the afternoon. Sunny and 34 in Perth tomorrow, an early shower over Adelaide, rain and 23 in Melbourne. Heavy falls in store for Canberra, showers also for Sydney and Brisbane, stormy over the tropics. And the trifecta at the moment, 18 degrees everywhere and cloud in the air. I know it's getting cooler with rain on the way, but really, Louise, you're reverting to chicken soup for dinner tonight. My question is, have you made it yourself or is it out of a can or a packet?
My mum made it for me actually, Merv. Thank you very much for that. And that's all your news for now for this Thursday. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.